and welcome to Bad Wolf Girl Sits and Knits, episode 94. My name is Meg and I will be your host. You're joining me here on a nice and chilly, but I'm good with it because I'm wearing a very warm sweater, Frederick Day. And I just want to thank everyone who is coming back every week, or thereabouts, every 10 days or so, to come and chat about some crafty things with me. I have had a lot going on recently and then nothing going on due to a colossally annoying snowstorm. So last week I was supposed to have a trunk show on Wednesday night, and on Tuesday they were talking about canceling it, and they did, and they were right because it was crazy weather. We had like 3 inches, 4 inches throughout the day, and the roads were terrible. My husband came home early. He got into work, grabbed his work computer, and left. It was bananas. The puppy enjoyed playing in it though, so that was nice. And yeah, it was such a shame because I had been looking forward to it. So fast forward a couple of days, the wonderful Melissa of Lovely Yarns, which is in Hampton, Baltimore, had reached out to me and wanted to set up a day for a trunk show, and I was thrilled. So we have settled on a week in June. It's going to start on my date-iversary, June 8th, and will end on June 15th. So if you are local, my yarn will be taking up the back corner of that store for that entire week, and I am massively excited. Thank you so much, Melissa, for this opportunity, and I love that store. It's right around the corner from our friends, and we've walked down several times, mostly because I'm like, guys, can I just go pick up and duck in there? And we both have purple hair, so I feel like we were just kin spirits. You wouldn't even know right now, though. My hair is so tucked into everything. I tried some headband curls last night. My hair is not long enough for headband curls right now. And I think I probably had them in too long. So, we're in this very interesting I don't know what genre I'm in, 1910, where they all had their hair up in high collars. I don't know what I am right now, but we're going with it. This is my crazy co-host of fur. Hey, great. There she is. Come on over. Say hello. Mwah. Yes, this is my gypsy bug. She is my co-host and partner in crime all day. And she drives me absolutely bananas and makes me want to snuggle her face all the time. She is absolutely wonderful. Mwah. I love you too. Okay, that was all I had to say. You have to go lay down now. Yeah. You have to go lay down now. Okay, go lay down. Here, give you a little treat. Yum. All right. Go lay down. Mwah. I am drinking some Starbucks this morning. It is leftover from yesterday. My husband came home, so I guess maybe 2 days ago he offered to go to the store for me. And I was like, I might get there today. And then I just started feeling unwell, so I was like, I'm not getting there today. And he's like, no problem, like, send me a list. So I texted it over to him. He doesn't get the list. He does bring home a good amount of things, most of which weren't on my list, but that's fine. We have food. And at the top of the list, I put a Starbucks black and white on there, just kind of as a joke to see if he'd bring it home. And he didn't get the list. So he got home, all the texts came through. He's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's okay, it's fine. So the next day, yesterday, I did a 5K with Gypsy around our area. Not all running yet, but I was doing kind of like fast walking, and then I jogged for a bit, walk, jog, etc. So I felt very, very healthy, very good about myself yesterday. I did a 5K. I was proud. And he comes up and he brings me this. And I was like, I earned this. I felt no guilt about drinking this one. So I drank about half, but it is a latte or a coffee and caffeine. So I was like, all right, I want to be up, because I have been affected more and more by caffeine as I've gotten older. College, it didn't seem to matter. Maybe I was doing so much that I was exhausted anyway. But I was like, I'll save some for tomorrow. So I just threw a little bit of extra coffee in it, and I'm enjoying it all over again. Thanks, babe. Very exciting. All right, so since I talked about the trunk show and the trunk show being canceled, that moves us right along to the fact that there is all of that yarn that I created for the trunk show that is now just doing nothing in my apartment. So please take advantage of the coupon code Golden Ticket for 15% your entire order. Please. Because I've got all of this yarn, but yeah, so thank you to everyone who had picked up the car mitten. It is still on sale with the code SUPERGIRL, all one word. So please take advantage of that. It will end at the end of February. I believe that's when I stopped the discount price. So that was 3 weeks that people have a chance to get a hold of this pattern at a discounted price. I hope you are going to take advantage of it. But yes, moving right along into FOs, of which I have just one. No, two. There's another one. Hold on. Ta-da! All right, the first one I finished off, it's kind of a hoe, but I'm gonna call it finished because it is. Everything has been woven in, blocked, everything. And this is from White Dog Fiber Co. And Sabrina has dyed this. It is the Merlot colorway. I showed off my progress last week, and I just nipped through those last 6 rows of the cuff, did a sewn bind off, and added an afterthought heel with 6 rows before starting any of my decreases, and that fit pretty well. It's still, 6 rows before decreases, and yet it still felt a little bit tight around here. I was intrigued by that. I think maybe because I was knitting tighter with these, but anyway, I really, really love them. They're just a perfect fall color. Like, oh my gosh, they scream fall. I love them so much. Thank you, Sabrina, for sending me this skein. I am very excited, and I have cast on the second, which I'll show you in a minute. I did also want to re-pull out my Don't Blink. This was mixed with charcoal from Knit Picks, but you could use any color, darker color of mohair that you have in stash, or lighter color. But the colorway that I used was Don't Blink. And I'm really, really pleased with how that came out. This is a new one. It is now available in the shop. I have it on the 80/20 Strong Twist, and my pom-pom is a snap one from Amazon, which I super love. It's got just this like super, I don't know, it looks like alpaca fur, like that dense fur fluff. Very exciting. But yeah, so I have been wearing this a lot, even just, again, having it on my hand, the mohair with that 80/20 strong polyamide blend, just Highland wool. It is strong, it is beautiful, and I do enjoy I enjoy wearing it when I go to get the mail. Again, I can't remember how many stitches I cast on, but I went up to a US 3 for the end of the body. I had a US 2 for the brim. And if you want a really good pattern, please check out Tristan's Everyday Slouchy Beanie, which she has just released. She has Dragon Horde Yarn. She's doing the Crafty Dragon podcast. She's doing Yarn the Girls Cafe. Yarn Girls Cafe podcast? Girls in the Yarn Cafe podcast. I think I got all my words right on the last one. But please check her out as well. That is Tristan. She is lovely. But yes, and then my second finished object is my sea glass. So this is a sea glass knit in heavy sport DK weight yarn. This is my Bellatrix colorway. I'm trying to get it. There we go. So this is Bellatrix. It's a very, very deep crushed purple. It's really fun. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit. Okay, so cut off my head here, but it has a nice scoop neck. This is with the, I added some additional rows into the pattern and did an update, and then I have a few testers reading my directions for the sleeves, and this is knit just past the elbow. I think it was 12 inches of sleeve. The sleeve caps just fly because you're going back and forth and suddenly you have this much sleeve. And honestly, it would be really cute if you're just doing short sleeves to stop them here or a little bit lower, or even higher here. But for this personal one, I figured it's going to be warm, make it warm. I just ended up with a ball in my hand. This is the ball that Gypsy would like to show off on the podcast today, apparently. Another Chuck It ball. She caught that. I don't know if I caught that on camera, but she caught that. And then it has the really nice lace, which I'm trying to show you. I can see a little bit. It's such a dark fabric, it's hard to see. But it has 5 rounds of lace at the bottom. I did less than the called for 8 because it's a DK weight squidgy. So comfy. It is quite warm. I am noticing that, so I did crack the window so I have a nice breeze on me right now. The body took 3 skeins of Bellatrix. I used the rest of the 3rd skein, almost the whole sleeve, and then I had to add the other end. The 4th skein did this whole sleeve and this little bit on one. So if I had done it like a smidge shorter, if I had done short sleeves, I could have gotten through with 3 DK weight skeins. I'm pretty positive. And there is a bit of ease in here. You can see it's not pressed to skin. It's got a little bit of drape, which I wanted, and I did a bit of a flare at the bottom. I thought maybe like a pavement I could go straight down because I had cast on enough stitches and I had not. Here's a dog. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I had blocked the body, put on the sleeves, put it on. The body felt short, so I blocked the whole thing again last night, and the body is hitting again at that I don't know how to say it, like upper hip crease. So like you have your hips and then they usually go in a little bit, where if you sit down there's a crease in between your torso and your legs. That's kind of where when I stand I want the shirts to hit. So lower than jeans, higher than a dress. But yeah, so I am really, really excited about it. I am enjoying it, and I'm hoping to get a lot of love into it. It's just, it's gonna be so cozy as the weather gets colder again. Right now, it's only gonna get warmer. Gypsy, good girl. It's only gonna get warmer, so we work with what we can, right? But I feel like I do have a couple of days where I will be able to wear it. For example, it is a bit chilly today. If I just threw on a light coat, I'd probably be warm enough to get to the car and such. And it's not so bad that I couldn't wear it in a restaurant, I think, but could be a little bit warm. We shall see. I have never had a full DK weight sweater workout, so this is new territory for me to have a comfy, thicker sweater, but we're going right along. And that is all of my FOs. So next up, I have changed my tactics completely from last week. Some of my sass probably gave that to you as I was editing. I was like, yeah, no, you're not getting that far. You're not doing that either, actually. Yeah, the coffee had kicked in at that point. So what I have done is after that podcast, I think I went into the kitchen, pulled out all of my blues and blacks, started playing around, layering them on top of each other, and I came up with, and I'm going to try to get the little dust off, I came up with this one, which is being blown out so you can see the blue. That's probably accurate there. It is quite dark. I would love to call this Black Lake if I can recreate it. I dyed them both together, so they are very similar. one I think is a little lighter than the other, so I'm going to fade the lighter one into the darker one, because that's just how I would visually, I think I would like to see it. But this is how much I have used out of one cake, so you can see that deflation is happening very excitingly. So last time you saw this, I had been working with Real Friends Don't Lie, which is this one, which is really pretty. And I think I'm gonna work it back in for the cuffs to kind of create a little bit of cohesion. But the whole body and ribbing is gonna be with these guys, and the sleeves are gonna be a blend of the Knit Picks, I think it's Dark Waters is what it's called. So the Knit Picks Dark Waters and my Black Lake. But yes, so the red means it's the back, so I flip it around. This is the front, and I put it on a long cord yesterday to try it on and take some photos, but I figured work on some other things so I would have more content for the podcast, and in the meantime leave this on the long cord so that I could show you. But yeah, so here it is, and the yoke you've seen so many times. I'm sure you're getting a tiny bit tired of it, but I'm gonna keep showing it because it's what I'm working on. And then I've got, you can see as I lighten it, the blue of Black Lake, and this is not being alternated. It's just how it knits up, and I really like it. It's so much more subtle, so I'm really excited about that. I have gotten from the sleeves to here done in a week, and that's wonderful. I think I have 6 more inches. Gypsy's trying to pull the plastic out of the couch. This is my adventure every day. But yeah, so nothing more to see, and I probably won't show you the body until it's done. That will be my goal for this coming week and weekend. I also did work more. So Saturday and yesterday I went on my run walk, and I put these in my slip stitch studio with the handle, and I hooked that handle onto my run belt with the puppy, and then when I'm doing my walk breaks I can knit, and then if I really want to like run I can put it away and run. But yeah, so I'm very pleased. So this is Brightening Up Sun Just to Say Goodbye. This will be going out of the shop on the last day of February, which is Thursday, and then everything new will come at noon on Friday, which is First Friday yarn and the mini set yarn, which I'm very excited about. It is a few of the companions. If you don't see your favorite companion, I heard a call for Bill Potts. I'm not done, okay? Breathe. I'm not done. I just started with the first 5 of the reboot series. So starting with Rose, Donna, Martha, Amy, and Clara, and then the next set is going to have River, Rory, Jack Harkness, Missy, and Danny Pink. And then I'm going to keep going from there. I think that Sarah Jane from the Sarah Jane Adventures, she was also a long-time companion in the past, but then came back and had like a really fun reboot. Yeah, that was it was fantastic. And many others. But that's where we're starting. So the first 10 companions, that's who I've got nailed down. We're also going to be visiting places the TARDIS went. Enemies of the Doctor, so Daleks, Cybermen, angels, that kind of thing. And then we have Famous Faces, which is one of the most exciting ones to me. I am gonna have like all the ones like Shakespeare, Charles Dickens, like famous people that were featured. Elizabeth the First was featured twice in there, and then I also have Nefertiti, She was with the Matt Smith doctor, and there was one more. I do have them all written down, thank God, because I came up with all the ideas, and then 3 months later you asked me to repeat it, and I'm like, it's so hard. So thank gosh I was writing everything down, good stuff, but that's where I am now. So this one is leaving February. Just saying, if you wanted it, I would take advantage of it. A little bit of a coffee break. And moving right along in my yarnet. Thank you, Mom. This was my Christmas yarnet. And it just makes it feel like a little bit of a magical crystal ball when I'm working on things. It feels like magic. Yes, so and this time I did not go down to the 0. I just started in with the 1 because that was what was closest to me. And I only went up to 24 stitches for the toe. And then just recently I went up to 25 on either side. So right now this is a 50 stitch sock, and it's going to go up to a 52 stitch sock eventually on a US 1. I have tiny feet, or I guess slim-ish feet. I'm a US 8, basic women's size, but I have gotten a good bit done turning around, and this is the White Dog Fiber Co., who's Sabrina, and she's one of my test knitters, and this is her colorway of Merlot. I said that already. And it has one of my Simply Serving Progress Keepers on there, which is an adorable charm of a chocolate frog. Nice and light too. It's even, not that I didn't love my first one, but this one is so nice and light that I gravitate towards it for anything that has a nice warm feel in the fabric. I love putting the chocolate frog on there. So yes, very excited about that one more time. And this is the second sock. I did cast on right away because I was feeling a tiny bit of castanitis for other things, and I was like, ooh, if I don't start it, I might not start it. And I do want this pair of socks. So I do have that. I've decided, typically, I've been following Kristen's box of socks, and I love Kristen. I squeed so hard being able to meet her at the previous year's Vogue Knitting Live, and she was just wonderful in person, and yeah, it was great. But she typically hosts the box of socks, and the rule is you start the pairs of socks in the year that you're working in. The socks have to be for you. The leg has to be, you know, like they can't all be ankle socks. They can be shorter leg socks, like 3 inches instead of the, you know, but they blah, blah, blah. All these rules, fingering weight, etc. Pair of socks. So typically I'd been following by those rules, and I actually did enter the last 2 times. And T was in my first photo, and she put like a honorable mention type of thing together, and I was able to see my little pupper bug up on screen, which was wonderful. But this year there's a lot of socks that I started that I didn't get to finish, and I'm feeling a little aesthetic about only casting on new things and not finishing anything right now. I don't come across many of these finish it, frog it, you know, whatever F word you need, finish, frog, all of it. So I've decided that I'm not playing by the rules this year because I'm not going to enter. What I'm doing is I'm making my own box of socks. It's a whole box of fresh socks for myself, and it's going to be fingering weight yarn, but it does not have to be started this year. This is going to be my finished box of socks, period. Ones that I finished this year. Doesn't matter if they started this year, ones that I finished. So recently I had finished up the hopscotch and diagonally. I put them both in my box. I rolled them up, put them in. They are now making me very happy every time I sit here at my desk and I can look at my nice long box and I see 2 rolled pairs of socks. I would love to add these in and these in, and that would be 4 finished pairs of socks. But I decided that I really wanted to keep, you know, I wanted something new, I wanted something new, but I didn't want to cast anything else on. So I went into this bin here where I've been holding all of my like things I want to finish. I've decided, like, I looked at them and I'm like, yes, I want to finish you. So I went in and I grabbed some pneumatic yarns in her Halloweeny colorway, which is perfect. It's perfect. All those Halloween colors, they're just the right shade. They're just the right everything. They're just, oh. And last night I got the Coraline audiobook by Neil Gaiman, and that was my Audible download last year, and I started back on my Halloweeny socks. So last night I did 6 stripes, which I can now see the appeal. I can see it. I can see the appeal of single socks, because what, looks like this much progress on this sock is this much progress on this sock. And it doesn't feel as much, does it? It doesn't feel as worth it. But this is also a pattern sock, so I had to pay a little bit more attention, because every time I would come to a change on the front side, I would knit one, slip one, but on the back I would just knit. I started to do the pattern and then I was like, whatever. So now it's just knit. So the pattern actually looks like this, and I think it just looks creepier, which I wanted it to, Halloween. I think it just looks creepier there. They are gonna look really cute, and I love the Halloween socks, and if I hate how they look on one side, I could probably flip them over before I put the heels in. Then it's a done deal which side is top. But yeah, so I'm absolutely loving them. The greens and the oranges match up, and the purple and black alternate, and you can't really tell that far away, so I feel like they kind of look like they're matching. And I'm using a Simply Serving Progress Keeper from my pumpkin set that was 2 years ago, I think we did pumpkin. It was very fun. So yes. I should mention that Simply Serving is making 2 charms for me so far, one for Companions Volume 1 and one for Companions Volume 2. And I'm very excited about that. But yeah, so 3 different pairs of socks, 1 finished sock, a finished sweater, which did take up a good amount of like my weekend and knitting time, and then the 9 inches of body. So, plus I did 2 like full dye days, and I was packing things and wrapping things, and I feel good about my progress. Plus Pat's parents came over and spent some time with us on Friday and Saturday, and we saw his sister and her boyfriend for brunch on Saturday, and it was all really nice. So I guess we're moving sort of into Babel, a little bit into shop stuff, because I got something in the mail. I got ball bands. So this is Medusa Cascade. Pull back a little bit. This is the March colorway. You voted for it. It was in between Mommy on the Orient Express and Medusa Cascade. Medusa Cascade won by over 30%. So it was a 60-30 split. Medusa Cascade won. So Medusa Cascade it is. And I'm very excited to see this colorway knit up, so much so that I did actually cake one. I have not started working with it, and what I have done is made a mini, 50-gram mini, and I think what I'm going to do is I will use the 50-gram mini to knit, and I will put this one back in the shop as a pre-caked. So if you want to be the one person that already has a caked, I got you. So I'll be listing it as such, and I will be working from the Medusa Cascade Mini. So I got ball bands, and I just, they're very simple, but I like them. And so my logo's on the front here, and then I'm gonna have 2 stickers on the back. One is going to be the yarn base, the yardage, details. The second label is going to have the name, I believe. So I could write it on there, but it's a little bit shiny and I'm worried about smudging. So I think I'm just gonna type them and stamp them on there. But yeah, so I'm really excited. So to see, this is an order that's going out today. So there you go, the ball band. I had not tried to fit this guy into it, so I'm gonna bag the whole thing. And Trish with her Neon Galaxy. This is going out today. Very exciting, but I'm super excited. I think the ball bands turned out really cute. So I think I have 100 of them. They were kind of like a test. I wanted to see if they would, if they would close properly, if they looked good, if they were the right kind of paperweight, because the first ball bands I had ordered 2 years ago ended up being paper. Like, I was totally irritated about that one. I spent like a good amount of money on paper. Oh, I was so angry. I wanted it to be like this. Can you hear that? Yeah, it's like a thicker ball band. But yeah, so I'm so excited, guys. They look too legit to quit. Too legit to quit. But yeah, so I'm so excited. So I started putting some of the ball bands on there, and it's just making me happy to see them all worked up. So things that it was looking like before, I have the card tied on. The ones that are already done, I'm leaving them as is. There's no sense in wasting the cards that I have paid for, the labels that I printed, etc. This is Diamond Planet, by the way. There are a few of these ready to ship. This one is $75.25, and I believe there's some on a sparkle base as well. But if you want to know, just check the shop. Again, coupon code golden ticket. There we go. And then this one, oh my gosh, one of them, my little die guy's still in there. One of them has already gone out to Trish. Oh my gosh, I love Pinup Zombie. So much so that I made a mini. I made a mini, and I had taken this out of the shop to work with this, and I had taken this one out of the shop to work with it, but I'm hoping that they will get happy homes somewhere else. So what I've done is I've dyed up a 50 gram. I'm going to cake this and then cast on, and I think I'm going to use pink as my contrast. I think like I'm gonna do something here. I also think dark green would look good. I also think lime green would look good. Black would probably go. But yeah, so Pinup Zombie. This one is kind of like an oldie but a goodie. It ages well, and Medusa Cascade makes me happy. And then this is a sneak peek from the set. So this one is Amy Pond, and my friend Lindsay, who does the charms, had expressed interest in it as a full skein because she had seen the minis. I did text a drawing photo over to her, and she was like, what are those two? And she really liked Martha, and she really liked Amy. And so I dyed up a 50 gram to see. I have an idea of how this knits up, but I really just want to do it. So I thought that this would be perfect for March. It does have St. Patrick's Day in it. This is an orange and green type of thing. So if you are interested, I'm going to take some photos first, and then Amy Pond will be available as a full skein outside of the mini collection. So I'm really excited about that. And I wanna knit it up. And I don't know if I wanna mix, like mix another gold in there, or if I wanna do green or maroon. You know, probably the maroon. I'm probably gonna pull out this shade here. Yeah, so I'm very excited. So I have 3 new tests that I get to knit up, which is really putting fire under my tush to get this sock done so that I can put a new sock on. And I'm debating doing them 2 at a time on that cord so that I can just work to the center and cut and know that it's exactly half, because right now I like measured out a little bit and did weird things, and then I also took out what I think is going to be enough to put a square in my blanket, so I have to do that as well. So if I work them up two at a time, then I'll know that I'm working to the middle. So if I start them, put the square in my blanket, and then knit the socks, know what I mean? But I think what I'm going to do today is cake them. So pretty, so excited, so excited. But yeah, that's about everything. Need a sip? I have been just a little bummed about the show being canceled, to be honest. That was just, and it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just the way the cookie crumbled. It's just how the cards fell. And the next day the snow was gone. It was maddening. I mean, if it had stuck around another 2 days or something, it would have felt better. But the very next day, it was almost 70 degrees. All the snow had been melted. It was beautiful to walk around. Like, the roads were fine. The one day, I really needed that. Like, I spent all this money getting the yarn here, dyeing it, buying more yarn, because your orders weren't what those were. Just so frustrating. But yeah, you don't need to hear about my woes. That's my irritations, but we're working through, right? And I'm very excited to have another trunk show to look forward to. I am hoping that public knittoxication will happen again and I will be a part of it. I'm pretty sure it will happen again. I'm hoping I will be a part of it. But yeah, so those would be 2 trunk shows that I would be doing. And I will be attending Maryland Sheep and Wool. My husband does have a run on Saturday, so I wouldn't be showing up very early in the morning. I do have puppy duty. I'm pretty sure that would be a big ask from her. She's in a very shy phase. I don't know if you remember this from having a puppy, but she's in that like toddler phase where she hides behind me when other people come up. If people try to bend down and pet her really quick, she like cowers. She just gets spooked really fast. So we're working on it, but I think that would just be so much for her to deal with. I'm not sure I want to enjoy my day that way, so I think Pat is going to watch her, but he can't until the race is over, so there's like a lot of juggling happening. Luckily, I am very close to the fairgrounds, and though parking would be pretty horrendous, I feel like I could make it work. But yeah, so I'm very excited and looking forward to that. I'm also going to be attending Needles Up. That shouldn't be a problem at all. And I will look to see if I can get tickets, if I can get the early ticket, so I can get there early. But yeah, that's all of the craziness going on right now. I think I'm gonna sign off. So reminding you to take it 1 cup at a time, no matter how large that cup may be. And I will see you next week. Bye.